another shout out as Frank on the left. This is his first tournament. Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank. Let's go. Thank you all for sticking with us here. I expect folks to jump back on as they see that we are back to doing X-Wing. We had a lunch break there if you're wondering why. What the heck was taking so long? That was why. It's all right. It happens. Got to eat sometimes. I had a burrito. It was pretty good. Show you guys the list here, though, most importantly. Hey, Proto Jello. Thank you for the follow. We're at 972, 28 from 1,000, which is pretty dope if you ask me. But I know you're not asking, but I'm just saying if you did ask me, I'd say it's pretty dope. Hello. Yeah, Carrie is going to join me. All right, let me make some room for you, Carrie. I have a monitor for you. I'll move this over here. And I will scoot in. All right. Hopefully it's scooted enough. Let's get your headphones figured out. There we go. Awesome. There we go. Okay. The chair is stuck. Here we go. It's a little tight, isn't it? Just a little bit. All right, so just talk directly into it. Just right in front of your mouth there. You can always adjust it too if you want, just like this. There's a stand. So Carrie is our TO. Carrie, do I pronounce it? Is it Favela?
Yes, it is.
So Carrie Favela is with me is the TO judge and going to help do a little commentary. What's nice is when I turn on the player audio,
just chilling.
You'll be able to hear people call for a judge, which is
three.
great. So you will be able to stay tuned in
He's
to
going
that.
four as well.
Because Carrie, if a judge call arises, Carrie will have to answer the call. So we got, Jared, I was just talking about Frank, rather, who has not played in a tournament before until today, which is awesome. And we get to see him bring his Separatist list, led by Django, and then Jared on the left bringing Empire. I'll open up betting for you all. How has everything been so far as a TO?
It's been fun. This is my first tournament doing the TO duties. Of course, I have my co-captain here at Dungeon Cat, Dan McGinn. He ran our first store champ, so he's been a great resource for me getting ready for this.
Dan is, Dan. So Dan last time was the TO, and you got to play, and so it was nice for you to tag team and basically give him the chance to play as well.
Yep.
And he's, I think he's 1-1 so far. Brought his scum list. He played well on stream. Beat Steven, who's a pretty dang good player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the list, though. Which list would you like to break down or just kind of name off for the crowd? I'll do the other one.
I'll start with Jared's. So he's running with Darth Vader with marksmanship, hate, and afterburners. Definitely bringing the damage with that one.
For sure.
And then Merrick Steele with fire control system and shield upgrade. Always important to get those shields on Empire, right?
Yeah.
And then Tomax Bren with True Grit, plasma torpedoes, and ion bombs. So watch out for that. And then we have Lieutenant, is that Lauren?
Laurier, yeah. So I know it's a little small.
Yeah, he's running with a Lone Wolf and targeting computer. And then we have
Vizier.
Oh, and with Palpatine. Palpatine is on the board.
Yeah, so 4 Force out there. I always want to say Vizier because it just sounds more fun than saying Vizier, but alas, I'm too much of a coward to
You don't want to commit to that.
Vizier, yeah. I commit to a lot of stupid things, and I guess that's not one of them. You would think that I'd be willing to do it, but I haven't. I just kind of forget to do it. On the right side, though, as I'm just going to reorganize a couple things in the back end, we got Frank first tournament for him, and he's brought his Separatist list. It is a 5-ship list led by Django with Notorious, Count Dooku, Contraband Cybernetics, and the Slave One Separatist title, Dirge. That I-5 at 4 points. Great value. He's got marksmanship, proton cannons, contraband, and electronic baffle. Carrie, I don't think we're going to see electronic baffle get used, but it's there. It's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's something you
fills
can
the
do.
list.
It fills the list. Yeah, baffle, I mean, really good on like when Han could take it. When I was playing Han at 8 points, I had put baffle on him. I thought that was interesting, but just because he could afford to take the damage sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Cad Bane with marksmanship, proton cannons as well. False transponder codes, contraband cybernetics, and a Xandu blood. And then we've got the Iron Assembler with Discord's independent calcs, grappling struts, DFS 081 with Discord's independent calcs and grappling struts. So a lot to be wary of, and a lot of naked hole on the Imperial side. So those Discords could be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
just gotta be careful. The bomber, specifically, you got Tomax out there who could easily suffer those crits.
So I think range control is going to be really important in this early game to see, who gets those Well, you don't need the target lock for those for the plasmas.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Sometimes should be able to hear me. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So True Grit is great. Allows him to basically remove disarms. He reloads. He can gain a strain instead of the disarm. Essentially, swap it out. But why people are using the new Tomax, standardized Tomax, is because every other turn he can, after he performs a barrel roll, he can gain a focus token. It's just gain.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the linked action on the bomber is a barrel roll link lock, so that he can barrel roll, focus, link to a red target lock, double modded plasma torpedo.
Yes.
And then you can reload them with True Grit and still shoot them.
Yep. And not surprisingly, we see a lot of big rocks here, but especially when you're running the Separatists with the grappling struts.
Yep.
But we see the interesting that we kind of have that wall coming in of the rocks and back, so we'll see how much that grappling struts comes into play.
Yeah, he would have to go pretty there's only one in the middle there in front of green, the Iron Assembler, that looks pretty juicy, but otherwise, DFS already one isn't really going to be able to jump on one anytime soon. And it's like we're cleaning up. We're playing chance engagement, so no points scored in the first round, as is with the other scenarios, but half points does exist in this one, only one objective marker. Oh, we got to move. We got to check for range. Oh, we're checking bullseye right now for something.
Yeah, it looks like the bullseye. It doesn't
Let's
look like
listen.
they're going for range 2.
I think it's out, but we can get a judge if you want.
Okay, I'll be
I would
going.
appreciate that.
Yep. All right. Yep. And that's why the player mark is helpful. So Carrie is answering the call.
Where'd she go?
Maybe back.
Okay.
I think it's
Where did she go?
bullseye arc.
So we're doing a judge call here.
Double check.
True Grit, more like hacks. Yeah.
But yes.
Who's co-commenting? That was Carrie Favela, who's actually pictured on screen doing a judge call right now.
He does not.
Okay. No worries.
Thank you.
That's why we double check. Was that 2 or 3? 2? Or is that like?
It'd be this point to. I think it's 3.
Okay, we'll call it 3. I'm cool with that.
Okay. I'll roll 4 dice.
Welcome back.
You could do back.
We had a roll in here.
So that was
Oh,
Carrie. Someone was asking who was on the mic. Carrie Favela is with me, the TO and
one.
judge of this awesome event, Dungeon Cat. It's like just one hit there on this first shot, and exactly 1 evade. Oof.
Fair enough.
Those first shots always scare me. When you
So
take
my
damage like
shot
that
back
early,
on
it kind
you?
of sets the tone.
3 dice.
Sometimes you're like, oh,
Is
now I
range
see how this
3,
game's
so
going
you
to
got
go.
3 as well.
Yep.
I'm gonna lone wolf. Reroll this for 3.
It's pretty good.
I will use the focus he's got and take a shield.
Okay.
All right, so that shot I'm trying to figure out, that was from Laurier
Yes.
into
Cad Bane.
I
Cad.
think that's everything for this
which-
round.
Back to
I don't know why Cad didn't save his red. I put him in as red and it didn't.
Yeah, when I ran up, I was just like, to Dirge, and he's like, that's Cad. I'm like, okay, Dirge is over there. That's right.
Yeah. Dirge should be orange, though. That's what I have him as, at least when I took the picture. So shield down on Cad. Round 2 coming up. If you want, we can go over here and we can just wave to the camera so you guys can see. This is us. Hello. Hello. The camera's askew because for a while I was just all by myself. So now it's all off center. It's going to drive me nuts.
Thanks for letting me come speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you do that, I'm going to fix the camera. I'll be right back. I got it.
So Nick, we just got another judge call, and Nick's going to take care of that. Well, since he was getting up for the camera anyway. Now, if you're just tuning in and you haven't, we're at Dungeon Cat in Glen Ellen, Illinois. This is our second store champ that we've been lucky enough to host. And we did have the 16-player limit, so there will be a Worlds invite being handed out at the end of this. And if you're new to the game, going into the second round, this is when we're really going to see the engagement pop off, because everyone's going to be starting into range. So we'll have to see how aggressive either player takes it.
Of course, when you sit down, the judge calls start coming in. Whereas like last round, you had like maybe one or two.
Yes.
There's already been 2 in first 5 minutes. All right, what did I miss? Anything? What were you talking about?
I was just mentioning that we're at Dungeon Cat, and
we'll
see what happens with if you're not familiar with X-Wing, we'll see a lot of engagement in this round with now everyone's closing in into the range.
Yeah, it's going to be the first engagement, although I will say that the first engagement usually happens in round 2. It's rare to be shooting in round 1, but they did. It is always the tone setter, it seems. So, big round coming up for both players here. And first player goes over to Jared. Betting is open, and we might actually see a grappling strut, 312 grappling strut token be used. They never get used. Let's see if he throws one out there or not.
See him reaching, I think.
So exciting. It's like obstructed, but still, who cares? It's
We
still
know it's
there.
there.
We know it's there.
We know that's what he put down.
The players are like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, we never use them. That's how little Separatist swarms and vultures are getting played, that we don't really get to see those tokens very much, but it's not like we're at every event, so.
Yeah. They're definitely been on the table, but the Separatist is not in a great place right now. A little Scum's.
Yeah.
But I mean, Scum's trying to make a comeback.
Where would you put, if you were to put Separatists, would you put it ahead of Scum right now or behind Scum in
I'd
your
probably
personal
put it
rankings?
I put Scum behind Separatists.
Yeah.
What I'm meaning to say. I think there's a little bit more tools that people. I mean, there's the tools that people enjoy with Scum are not favored right now in the meta, and the tools people enjoy with Separatists can somewhat hang with the meta right now.
Yeah, I would say that Scum is kind of struggling with the 2.5 faction identity crisis. It's kind of a 2.0 faction in my eyes. Just a lot of things that work independently of each other and their action economy is more about self-preserving and maximizing damage and less about teamwork and action economy across lists, whereas like Rebels on the other hand thrive at being able to give multiple tokens and actions and affording to do scenario actions.
I mean, that's definitely their faction identity, right? And the
lone wolves,
the lone scoundrels going
That's
out
true.
with Scum, and I think they can crack this. People just still need to just look at those lists, because really, when you're talking about objectives, you have to figure out what's your job, right? We know what Sabine's job is in a Rebel list, right? Who are you going to assign that job in Scum? I think that's why we do see Bosk a lot. We see Bosk a lot, but beyond Bosk,
is anybody ever excited about Bosk though? Like, I mean, we saw his ability actually get a kill shot today, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But you don't really think too much about him being a damage dealer in a Scum list. But yeah, he's the 2-point objective guy, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Z95s can surprise you by being. They're very much like, do they pop insanely quickly or do they just live forever?
Yeah.
And you never know what they're going to give you. So. And obviously Sabine, especially with the way she's being built, is to get her. I mean, she has 3 evade, and then you get the Beskar. She can weather a couple shots.
And that ability is great too.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather have her ability than Bosk's.
Yeah, I mean, for what their jobs are, yes, because he's you're not bringing Bosk to be the damage dealer.
Yeah,
you're bringing him to try to get some objectives done. And Sabine she can hang around because she can do that. She can do a barrel roll and a hard one and just stay tight on an objective. And stay away from everyone else, and Bosk can't really do that.
Yeah, poor Bosk. But that's a good point. I mean, I think the way that Scum kind of rises through the ranks is if everything else gets hit a bit with some nerfs, some much needed nerfs.
Mm-hmm.
Just in terms of the meta race as well, Scum will run into some bad matchups. Arc 170s with the veteran tail gunner is pretty bad for Fenrir and old Terrock. And
yes,
Han is bad for everybody right now. He's very, you can very much take him off the board. You play Han a lot, you know that there are ways to get him off the board or to block him up. But you know, when you're taking double modded range 1 to, you know, wherever you are with Han, you tend to be getting full strings with his ability. It's not too hard to get. It's hard to counter a mechanic like that.
I mean, that's really where you start. You have to go for the block, right? You have to trap him in a corner. You have to get those multiple shots on him because,
Yeah.
I mean,
Depends on where his turret is, right? If it's side to side, sometimes blocking him, he still has it wide enough he can get those shots in where he wants it. But blocking him does help.
yeah, but that's also where like Fen Rao doesn't do well against him either because most likely, I mean, Fen's not doing the blocking, but you know, like
Side arc shots.
Yeah, I mean, those side arc sharks, he's going to hit you back really hard as well. So Fen
Yeah.
doesn't like that.
He really doesn't. No. So let's see. We've got movement here as Merrick Steele gonna shoot up forward. He's within range to. I'm not sure if he has arc on DFS, but he's taking a lock on Django. Okay. So this is the build of Merrick that I like the most. It's just a conservative fire control shield upgrade. It just keeps him alive a little longer. 4 points his ability, great value at I5. However, we've also seen Afterburners on him, which uses up all his loadout, or Procket's Ruthless Marksmanship, which is, if you prefer to just be focusing, it's a little bit more versatile and it can still hit pretty hard.
Yes, and it keeps him. That Ruthless keeps him alive a little. Well, I mean,
Ruthless, yeah, I mean, it keeps other people less alive, I guess,
Yes.
but still allows him to get a full string of hits if he needs it.
I shouldn't say keep him alive. Keeps him as a target, so maybe pulls away something from.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, this is. Let's see. I think he's going to be lining up that bullseye. He will absolutely.
Yes, he gets the bullseye this
Dead
time for
to
sure.
rights.
Depending on what Django has having, Merrick could be in a lot of trouble this round.
And I believe that focus must have been from Vizier, right? Doing a one bank boost with the ailerons.
Mm-hmm.
I think he doesn't realize that Vizier's ability is a white coordinate. I got it.
Of course, always when you're to have the different setups, it's sometimes it's a little easier for Nick to jump up. So he's running out for a judge call. And let's see what Django's going to do here. Okay, Django's going straight. So we'll see if he has that. Looks like he has a shot on Merrick. If he's going to be taking that.
If I had in the future, I would flip everything so you'd have the easy exit, but
Yeah.
I'm happy to help you if needed.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped in on Nick.
No. I invited you. You don't have to apologize for anything. I have you in the
I don't know
corner.
if we've
Man.
got a token for that.
Easier.
Shoot.
They're looking for a token right now. Not sure which one.
Oh, man.
I'll find out. He also shouldn't have the stress.
So it sounds like our players are looking for a certain token, and Nick does a great job of providing our tokens. Like as we saw, we had our strut token out, so I'm sure it's just a matter of finding what they need. Oh, maybe they were looking for that reinforce. It sounds like, because I see the reinforce going down on Django. Reinforce they were looking for?
Yeah. Just kind of only have 2. It's kind of hidden.
There is actually a lot of reinforce going on. Well, we have some decimators on, and Chopper are in the field today.
Yeah, I think I'm all in on Django here. So
All in on Django.
Not surprising with those target
actually
locks there.
4,
Yep.
because I
I
get
think that's
And
everything
Django, did
on
Django get stressed for the
Yep.
red reinforce?
Yeah.
Did he not apply the
on
stress?
4.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Let's see.
Doesn't matter right now.
I
It's
have
pretty
a lock
good.
on you, so I have advanced targeting computer. I could change one to a crit.
Is that what that does?
Yes. Advanced targeting computer.
Hopefully,
While I
punch you
perform
in
a
the cheek
primary
teeth
attack
list.
against the defender I've locked,
Oh, cool.
I
Yeah.
roll 1
okay.
additional, and I could change a hit to a crit.
That's fair.
I have marksmanship, because you're my bullseye, and then I'm spending 1 force to make this a hit.
I thought it had to be a focus to do that, or an eyeball.
That's Vader's. While you
That's
perform
the
an attack,
Vader's
you can spend a
very
force to change
nasty
a blank
ability.
To a hit.
Neat.
You can
Yeah, he hits
change
really
a blank
hard.
into
Yeah,
a hit.
apparently. So
So
that's
you'll take 2
shields.
Yep,
So with that
glad I did
reinforce,
that now.
absolutely.
that'll help a little bit. But of course, we're seeing.
All right, your 6 fires back.
What color was Vader's maneuver?
Oh, good call. It
So he's
was
checking right now to see what color
white.
Vader's maneuver was. It
You're
was a white
blue.
maneuver.
I have blue.
Okay. That affects your attack, right?
So basically, while I defend or attack, if the difficulty of my revealed maneuver is less than yours, I can change one of your.
Keep
eyeballs
us
to a blank.
busy.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, what did I miss?
So they're checking
I'm
Jango's
also gonna
ability.
use
with the-
Dooku. How many?
Vader
defense
did a
die do
white
you
and Jango
roll?
Are you
did
shooting
a
at
blue.
Vader?
Gonna
How
shoot
much
Vader,
damage
yeah,
did I?
sorry.
I'll roll
It was
3.
4,
You roll
and he had
3?
the
I'm gonna say
Reinf-
that one
reinforced
of
and
those
1 evade.
So two
has
took
to
2.
be
Yes.
a. I'll say it has to be an eyeball.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he changed that blank too.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That's
Oh my.
two
That was a
and
natural
eight.
roll from Django.
2
2
and
hits, 2
2.
crits.
All right.
Yeah, it's all that work for Vader
of
to
these
get
has
that
to be an
pretty much that
eyeball?
same thing, but just
All right, I have an eyeball here.
I'm gonna use Django's ability to make that a blank.
Okay.
Django's ability coming into play.
Yeah.
Rare.
Take 3.
Frank was smart to check on that when
so
getting ready for his
shields
attack.
Down.
Shields into Vader.
And then
Wow.
with hate,
Half
I
points.
regen force.
Yep.
All right, my 5.
Mhm.
I'll shoot Django as well.
Is that a 1 or a 2? So I think that might be a 2.
We might get a judge call here. We'll see. They're checking. It looks like a
Oh, no,
2 in arc.
That's 1.
Okay.
Oh no,
They
it
got
is
it.
1. You got it. Nice.
I'm always impressed the players figure it out. Like,
So
I got
4
this.
dice.
You always have to watch out when it's in arc.
I'll spend. I have a focus, but I have that coming in.
It's always
I'm gonna
the
advance
tough
targeting
decisions. Do
computer,
you?
Make this a crit,
Got it.
and then I'll spend the focus.
Okay.
So he's going all in on the damage on Django.
Yeah, he really is.
So
And
that's 2
that's-
more.
Yes.
No more shields.
Shields down. Couldn't use the ability though. Really wanted to.
I'm gonna give you a strain with Notorious.
Oh, good call.
I should have done that with Vader, but I missed it.
That would have
so-
been. That could have been huge if he got the
Mhm.
Notorious
That is what
into
it is.
Vader.
Remind
Yes.
you.
No,
But
I
also he
should
has
be
the
remembering my own
follow up
stuff.
from Dirge over there, so
Okay.
the strain will be come into play.
Your 5.
He does not have Vader.
Oh, that sounded bad.
I'm
Sure
in.
that- Somebody
one's
dropped all their
already-
game components.
5.
It's always fun when you hear that spell. I've
Dirge
definitely done
has
that
the
before at a
bullseye
tournament.
on you,
Yeah, I believe you do.
but you're not at range 2, so I can't use the proton cannons.
Yep.
So that's just gonna be 3 at you.
That's
Okay.
when you find out how far your round components can go.
I'll roll 1 less because I'm strained.
Okay, so this is going into. I know they put a
Let me just
deplete, but it's a
double check
strain.
all my
For those of
stuff.
you wondering
No,
why there's a
take your time.
deplete on Merrick, they meant strain. They just
Okay.
grabbed the wrong token. Looks somewhat similar if you don't really pay too much close attention.
He's
This is
got
range 1 shot.
focus. I'll
Spending the
spend
focus for 2.
to make that a hit.
Into
and using
Merrick's deal.
marksmanship, I'm gonna make one of my hits a crit.
Solid.
A crit.
Oh, yeah.
Take in 2
2 shields
on
and a
Merrick.
Merrick.
And I mean, this is when you're kind of glad you spent the focus because if you'd saved it for
Yeah.
defense,
Wouldn't have been able
Um,
to use it.
yeah.
Dead to rights, indeed.
Oh, my bad. I didn't shoot my other 5.
Oh, that's right. You got initiative.
It is also worth mentioning for the
I
chat
think I
that both of these
reached
players are
Vader.
fairly
Not quite.
new to X-Wing. I
So
know
I'll
sometimes
shoot
people are like, "Oh, read your
Dirge.
cards."
Okay.
It's
It'll
easier
be
when you've
range
learned them.
3.
yeah.
That's fine.
But if you're still learning,
just rolling
you're
2
gonna forget
dice.
things sometimes. You know what? That's okay.
2 hits?
2 hits.
And good on them for I'm
Helping
not
each other out, right?
Yeah.
I'll take one.
Helping. I'm not sure if Jared's been on stream before. I know Frank has
I think
not.
so. I've seen him a lot of events though.
And this is gone.
It's always an adjustment when you have,
little out
even
of
when
order,
you've been
but
on stream a
well,
bunch, to
sorry.
play on stream. I think
So that was a shield
Year
on.
4, no shot.
Might have been on Dirge.
he must have had been under
My
Django was out, I
3
believe.
Then.
I think he does have a shot, but I
Who?
wanna.
Oh, you're.
The
'Cause I did
droid.
not see any cards being taken
Well, I'll
either.
shoot first.
Yeah,
at
I saw
3,
him flip a shield
and
there.
then
It
you'll
looks like
be
that.
able to shoot.
There's a charge
Right.
up that looks like Dirge's
He doesn't
card.
have a shot on anybody unless he's.
So he
got
would definitely
the-
taken it because Django's shield's
unless
down. He
he's
would have
got
taken a
something on
card
that
for
guy.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely has a shot over there. Yeah.
But I have initiative, so he'll shoot first.
Okay. Yeah.
Range 2.
So does that go through the asteroid
Yeah.
since I'm
It
sitting on it,
does.
or
I personally don't think it would, but
We want to double check.
Let's call a judge.
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 Yes. So we have the call coming
So
over.
I got my droid sitting on a rock here
Is this obstructed?
with the struts out. Does that mean he's obstructed or?
Closest to closest
point is straight across, where you're not on the rock.
Okay.
If it were here, it would be
Yeah.
obstructed.
Cool.
Okay.
Straight line across.
Yeah, so that's a good point that Nick's making right
Awesome.
now. That
All right,
closest to
rolling-
closest, and the closest to closest is that back corner.
Yeah.
So the back corner is not on the rock currently,
Rolling,
so it
3
would not be
dice.
obstructed.
On your droid.
Just to confirm, Nick, the back corner was not on the rock,
Big
right?
one,
Yeah,
big
half of it
big
was
one.
half the base is sticking off the rock right now.
Oh boy.
Getting a
Droid's doing what droids do best and dying.
So a one shot. I
he's
come back to a
great.
one shot of the
Yeah,
Iron Assembler
He's,
apparently.
straight up dead, but let me play it out.
no half points there, just points.
Just points. Yeah, you get 2 instead of
So,
1.
We'll do a hit.
Feels good for Jared because that was
and
kind of
that's
a rough
on- That's on the assembler.
round for the
Okay.
tie advance.
Crit 1, crit 2. You get 2 for that.
All right, so 2 points for Jared, 2 to 3 right now. And then I think the last shot is the DFS's shot, obstructed, range 3, I believe, into Tomax.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see a lot of green dice being rolled.
Ooh, hit crit. It's a pretty hot dice so far, and plenty of evades. 3,
Mm-hmm.
to be exact. There we go. Reorder Iron Assembler, RIP. Oh, yeah, don't forget about Vizier, but I don't think so.
Yeah, he's just too far back right now.
Yeah. So both players will get a point.
Yes, they're both within range 2 of the objective, which is we're playing chance right now.
Yep. 4 to 3. So they'll update their score in a moment. We got our score updated. It's all that really matters on our end, at least.
And as we mentioned, they are both new to streaming, so
He's got the Freddy Fazbear sweater. He's got the I love the headphones down, and then he's got the toothpick. I think it's just an iconic look. I think I need to pick up the call it the Frank. Yep. So they're just updating that. So 4 to 3. And they just don't know they have half on Vader. So I'll make sure. I also need to make sure Janko has a stress. So carry 1 last time. IO will be right back.
sure, no problem. And you remember that we're talking about the stress from that reinforce, which of course should be removed at the end of the round. They're cleaning up right now. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of maneuvers we'll see in this next round. We have actually a lot of stress on the board right now. And Vizier will probably make himself felt in this next round as he comes running up on Django. Of course, Django has that back arc, so we'll see if Frank will just keep on going and try to take some back arc shots or try to turn in on hit at this point.
Yeah, I'm so looking at the spread of damage. Vader being halved is pretty good for Django.
Mm-hmm.
Merrick, I don't think Merrick's too threatened right now.
He still has a shield.
Yeah, he still has a shield. He's not stressed, so he could just kind of turn up. He'd probably dial in, like, I think a 2 will jump over Dirge no matter what. You could go after another easy round of points with your ability. You could get DFS off the board. Or you could Talon Roll. I don't think a K turn is a wise move. You'd hit the rock.
Yeah, that's not something. Talon Roll is probably, if you want to turn, Talon Roll's the play. And we'll see if Cad's all the way on the edge of the board now. See if he can roll.
Yeah, he's
in.
all the way up there.
Yeah. We probably won't see. I'd be surprised if we see him come into play this next round.
Yeah, he's doing the delayed play with Cat, it seems. You know, he's like, I'll have him come in later. Mop up duty.
It's still anyone's game right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Chance Engagement's a pretty deceptive game mode, too, because of half points.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, if you're down by more than 3 or 4 points, it can be hard because typically you have ships that are about to be halved. That'd be more points for your opponents. You have to preserve your ship points and also get some in the process.
It really does change up how you're thinking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you to know their cards, Nick. I don't know anything. I'm not going to know their cards if I can't know anything at all. So I put this kind of ethereal background music on. Just it's really only we hear it. It just kind of helps with the silence. It really helped me when I was all by myself. Having somebody to talk to always makes it a bit easier, but just kind of nice backing track to have while you have the quiet moments. I think otherwise silence can make you go crazy.
I do think it will be interesting to see because we both have those target locks are still on Django. They didn't get spent last round.
That's true, yeah. As we are moving into round 3, there's the road roll. First player is going to move over to Frank. Our little 312 first player token. I will say, Carrie, the red reinforce on a fire spray is just such an incredible feature for that chassis. It doesn't really even need the extra help, but I mean, the amount of times I've rolled up at like 3 or 4 firing arcs with Boba and I just grab that reinforce. It's so valuable.
That's the thing with Scum too, is that Boba's kind of the star of it, and just that he's not priced competitively right now, but when you price him competitively, then he really dominates.
Yeah, I mean, can you make an argument for him being 8 points? Yeah, when after they dropped his loadout already and kept him the same price, I think maybe. 9 feels fair. However, again, with everything else going down, that seemed to be at his power level. It's definitely a conversation you could have. I reopened betting for everybody. I think it might be interesting. You might have a chance here. It's not clear as to who will win this game yet, so I thought I'd reopen it. So those of you that missed the chance, you can now. Again, round 3 out of 4, the Dungeon Cat Store Champ. This is an official event. There's 16 players. If Carrie, if you already said that, I just repeated yourself. So apologies if you did. But
oh no,
World's Invite's on the line.
It's exciting.
Yeah, being able to play for a World's Invite. It's been a long time since we've had that opportunity.
We actually do have 2 people with invites at this tournament, Marcel Manzano and Sean Hyung.
So that means that if either of them makes top table, that we could have a roll down if they win, or if whoever wins has that invite. So it would be if it's Sean or Marcel. Jungle themed.
We're just popping along here.
We are, yeah. All right, I think we're still moving. So we saw Vizier just scoot and focus, trying to get some more damage into Django. I mean, that would be 4 points. Django being 8 points, he's pricey. It is also interesting that we saw Zam go down from 9 to 8 to match Django's price, but Django stayed at 8. I don't think I could make an argument for him being 7, but when you have Rey and Han going down to 7, Lando into 7, it's interesting.
That's really the argument, right? That, hey, do we not think he's comparable to Han and Rey? And he kind of is. But
I mean, with his loadout, it makes sense that with 8 points, the amount of loadout, but if he dropped to 7, I wouldn't be mad if he dropped his loadout. But
I mean, we really didn't see a loadout change for either Rey or Han, I believe.
No, not at all. It stayed the exact same. I don't even think slots were changed, to be honest. Judge call. I got it.
Thanks to Nick for allowing me to join the stream and taking the hits for the judge call. It's been pretty active. There's a lot of different interactions. Good lists we're seeing here. As we all know when we play, there's sometimes you see stuff that you're not familiar with. Let's see what CAD does here. Going close to that rock, but not hitting it. Plenty of room there. Of course, getting rid of that stress. I'm not sure if he's lined up for the bullseye. That, of course, will be checked later. Okay. We got a little bit of aggression from Cad Bane moving in. Gonna take that range one shot. Oh, I'm going straight on this maneuver. But of course, I believe he was stressed, so couldn't do the turnaround there. But moved up a lot. We'll see if he gets a block on the bomber back there. Oh, doing a boost. Getting ready to turn around as quick as he can. Getting that defense, that focus for defense. Okay, so if he had not done that boost, we would see a block here with the bomber.
I think we're getting some Tomax Bren shenanigans. I just had a Worlds kind of flashback to Worlds when I had to mark in between a bunch of ships. We had to mark like 4 things and have the decimator move like an inch because the firing arc mattered a lot as to where it ended up.
Yes.
That was a lot of marking going on.
Especially when you start talking about big base ships.
Yeah.
But you missed. Cad did a soft 2, I believe, and then went for the aggressive move and moved boosted up to get that range 1 shot. Can't tell if he's got the bullseye on him or not at this point.
Oh, that is close. I would err on no, but the angle is a little deceptive for us.
That I think it's the tilt on the Empire ship there.
So nicely done, Tomax. He's linking over to a lock. I assume it must be obviously in. It seems far though. I should always check.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things where I kind of leave it to the players. It's like, I mean, Vizier was just out, so now that Vizier's moved up, they definitely should have range. They're both almost flush with each other, or both parallel with each other, where their firing arcs are. So, Merrick Steele now. Oh, he is trying to K-turn. Oh, honey, what are you doing? Is it going to fit?
That rock's right there to wait until his hands get in.
One.
Does
Yep,
it change
it's
the
the rock.
direction? Does that mean you still
So he gets
do the
half.
turnaround? Or?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
So I take 1 damage.
Yep.
That is a bummer. I'm dumb.
It happens. Half points, though, so it does get Frank up to 6. Those 3 shields are down. I'm both tie advanced now. First player could really matter here. And it's good for Jared that maybe Django's moving first as he's going to get bumped.
Yep.
Yeah, but Merrick not shooting, and Django has that rear arc shot into him. 3 dice out the back.
Yep. I think that's going to be huge
Close betting.
With that rock.
Yeah, people like getting their bets in after the rock hit. Like, So Vader, let's see. Talon roll?
It looked like a talent. He's setting up for the talon roll.
So interesting. He did a Talon roll with Vader, but a 4K with Merrick would have dialed in 4Ks for both. If you were going to have Merrick do the 4K, you do
Hold
both
that
of them.
Yeah.
Down.
I think
I don't know if I
he
could
should.
put this around it.
And some people like to go off the side when they're
put
talking
Django-
about the 90 degrees.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Yeah. That's
I
probably smart
I don't know
to
about you, but I do
Yeah, right
prefer
up
where
there.
to avoid marking where I
There we go.
reasonably can. I try to do that just because there's just so much marking in the game right now.
Surgery.
But it's almost as precise if you get the lines lined up properly.
I know too, especially when doing a talon roll, doing the movement back and forth, which you do have that option to
So this is you.
move back or
This is
forward.
me.
I think he's all the way
Take a
forward right now,
stress.
but he looks like he's got range 1 there.
Yeah, but sometimes when you're going off the side, people have trouble getting that movement going.
And I'll stay
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, because then you have to mark it again to change the location of the ship's
Alright.
base.
I think we're like evading each other's arcs now.
That's what I was hoping for.
Hey, it works.
I think Vader's got range 1.
All right, you're.
And then
Yeah,
I don't think
you're
Jingo
6
has
first.
anything on him.
All right.
Yeah, not a Vader. But
Important for Vader.
I guess
Mhm.
I'll take this shot at your
Yeah.
guy back there.
He's easy pickings.
That should be a 2, I believe.
He's smelling blood in the water with
yeah, range 2 from Django into Merrick.
with
Django in a bit of trouble with all these shots coming into him, though. There's a lot going on looking at Django right now. But first, let's start with Django's shot. So he gets 3 dice. No rerolls. Merrick should be stressed. Figure that out in a moment.
yeah.
Again, won't matter right now, but we will for
'Cause
movement.
there's nothing that would take advantage of a red token for Django.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So I don't have to interrupt them while they're rolling their dice. It's the most fun part.
Now here's the decision: when you have that many shots coming to you and you have a focus,
Yeah, he doesn't have any force, does he?
and he goes for the hits. Now, this is when you just draw that and see what you get for a crit.
Where's my damage deck? Man, I feel so dumb about hitting that rock.
So hit crit. This could finish off Merrick. A direct hit will do it.
Yeah, I was able to dodge all of them.
Hit blinded pilot.
Blinded. So
Not great, but what crit is
So
great.
he can't,
but
uh,
direct hit was
modify
Stun
his
pilot.
dice.
Yeah,
is the great one.
He's on 1 health.
structural damage on a
That's what I like
decimator
hearing.
or a ghost.
That's also
Alright,
a funny one. Yeah.
um,
It does turn
my
off
6
Callus's
is gonna
ability.
Go range
True.
1 into Django here.
All right, so here we go. This is Vader's range 1. It's kind of starting off these shots into Django.
Range 1 and arc.
Oh man.
And then Vader's gonna Vader.
Yeah.
Because of course he can use 1 force to change that, and then 1 force to change
So
the.
he's doing the
the blend.
steps, advanced targeting first, and then he's using some force, and then it should be, 3 hits and a crit, all said and done.
Yeah, and not having anything back from Django.
Oh, of course, Django
Oh.
rolls. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, crit.
Django, I see you.
Crit
But I believe that is
weapons
half on Django.
failure. When you perform an attack, I roll
Certainly
4
is.
die.
Weapons failure is the crit.
How much health does he have left?
4 more.
4. Okay. Now you're 5. No shot.
Yeah, Dirge is not doing anything.
My 5s. No shot because I'm
Yeah,
on
I don't think
rock.
Django's ability works here because Vader
I
isn't.
go-
He doesn't
He's
have
got
Vader
a
in his arc.
3 on Django.
Tomax?
Oh, I guess the edge is 2.
It won't matter much. I think it's 3 actually, but I'm gonna shoot a torpedo at you, so you're
Okay.
not gonna get the bonus anyway.
All right,
Plasma torpedo
So
from
I'm doing a
Tomax
plasma
Bren.
torpedo.
cool.
Let's see
You
what
said-
we get.
You don't have
Taking
shield,
advantage
so it
of that
doesn't matter
target, the
much.
double
but
mod.
I get 3 dice. I'm a target lock
Nice roll so far.
to re-roll.
Hoping for a paint. You got
For
3.
three.
Nice.
Doesn't gets to keep that
Right,
focus.
that's 2 more.
Jared's doing a good job of focusing Django.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're 4.
All right. With that guy there, I do believe you're in my bullseye, and I want to double check if it's further than 1.
So what was Django took 2 more?
That looks
Yes.
like it's 1.
Yeah, he's down to 2.
I don't think you have me bullseye,
Oh man.
but it is range 1.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Yeah, no bullseye.
Could've
Just
sworn
out
I
by
thought I
kind
had
of
it.
Bullseyes are
an
so
eighth of an
hard.
inch.
I'm-
They
I'm
are.
tough.
They are tough. Django's ability doesn't even require firing arc to be in firing arc. So we saw Django's ability get used and then potentially a missed opportunity for Django's ability. Because Vader did do a red maneuver, Django did a blue.
But that's on the attack from Django, so he's not attacking Vader.
But I think he can do it for defense as well, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think he could have modified Vader's. I think either way, Vader just spends his force because he had all his force. I don't know if it matters. So that's hit, crit, and 2 evades. Just enough from Lieutenant Laurier.
I think from downtown.
I think he's got the 3.
I'm not
Yeah.
range
Lur-
2 of anybody on my team, so
Laurier gets
Lone
Lone Wolf.
Nice.
so
Trying to
just
get
3
Django
dice
off the board
on
here.
Django.
7-6 right now is the score.
I'll spend my focus.
Vader can only change. It's how many force he has, right?
But yeah, only once per
reroll that
opportunity
one.
can he change a single blank.
Yeah. So that would have come
Okay.
into play because he
Oh, man.
Think he'll
rolled that,
reroll.
that
I
focus,
think that
so you
gets
could
him.
change that to blank. And
Yeah,
would
he had a
have two
lot. He
blanks.
could have
that'll be
re-rolled. Yeah.
A few more.
Yeah. That
But
gets
you never
him.
know. They could blank out again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is sad.
So Django goes down, and that's a huge swing
Is
there
he
for
dead?
Jared.
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be
8.
8 points, and then you got half on Merrick, so it's 2 for you.
Doing their half points, they're remembering.
That's a feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like Iron Summer's facing the other way. Just now sees firing arc going towards the top of the board. So that might have been the last shot.
And then I don't think he
Vizier's
has a
got
shot
nothing.
now, so that's back to
Yep, back to dials. It's going to be 12-7 in favor of Jared here. A 5-point lead in chance is pretty big.
We'll have to see what he decides to do with Dirge this round. If he's going to try to swing in and focus fire up,
Yeah.
or if he's going to try to turn around and try to work on the bomber and Vizier, because Vizier should probably be turning in.
Yeah, Jared's in a great spot. Vizier, Tomax has ion bombs as well. I'm not sure if he really needs. It's worth dropping one. I don't think Dirge is going to end up being there, but you can always drop one maybe if in case CAD tries to 3 bank, you can prevent him from focus boosting to get a better shot. I'm going to just make sure they put a stress on Merrick.
And remember, Merrick did his 4K, so that's why he should be having a stress at this point. You do those Corrigans, you get that stress. Unless you're Elo, but that's a resistance list. And also, Elo is for a Talon roll. You turn around, you get a stress unless you're Elo.
Yeah, Elo is so good at 4. And I don't want you to think that you're held hostage here. If you do need to leave or want to leave, you can. And I will be able to hold down the fort either way.
That's why he hasn't shown the other camera. I have my little help me. I hostage.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Oh, she just put the
It's right
sign
there.
down.
Yeah,
You missed
no.
that.
I guess I
Took it
lost my
away.
opportunity.
Took it away. I got horchata during lunch. It's pretty good. You got Jimmy John's. What's the soda of choice?
Dr. Pepper. I'm a pepper too.
Gotta love it. Is regular Dr. Pepper?
Just a regular Dr. Pepper.
I love Dr. Pepper. One of my favorites growing up. I remember I can't remember who introduced it to me, but I was just like, I definitely should find them and thank them because I never really thought anything of it. And I tried. I was like, oh, this is amazing. There's so many flavors.
And Nick was a really trooper. He came out early today to make sure the stream was set up, and so we were also out early trying to help and need that caffeine.
Yeah, I do appreciate the extra hands because it does make things just smoother for everybody.
We were really excited to have Nick broadcast. So
Second
we were
time
happy to
here
do it.
too. I feel like it was just yesterday when I was here doing the first one, and we had absolutely no problems the first time. Second time, it's fun. It's cool to be able to, if you guys can see, just kind of being able to have events, live streaming events in your friendly local game store. It just feels right. It's something that we desperately missed during COVID, and being able to get back to it, back in the swing of things with official prize support, this Worlds invites on the line, and being able to just show little glimpses into people's game nights and what they look like when they go and play X-Wing. So this is where you usually play as well, right, Gary?
That's correct. We play every Thursday, starting at 5:30 and going till store close at 9.
539. So that's what, about 3 games, maybe up to 3 games, 2 to 3 games.
Depends on how you're starting. We actually do the 75-minute ones.
Yeah.
We have 2 great owners, Tom and Mike, and Tom usually likes to roll. He's actually playing in this tournament today.
Yeah. He's playing 3 Arc 170s, so I can't give him too much credit, unfortunately. But still very cool that he gets to play.
Yeah, he loves the scum lists, but as we were talking earlier, he's not in a great place right now. So
Yeah. But Dan still sticks with it. He sticks with his scum.
mm-hmm. He's been finding a little bit of the 5 T70s, and but wanted to do the scum for the store champ. He liked some. Was it Kimagilas in 1.0? So.
Yeah, there's gosh. Well, that's the other thing too, right? Is that Scum has, I think, probably the most extended options right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rebels is second most.
Yes.
But like, let's see, the Star Viper, the Kimagila, the M4 or not, sorry, the G1,
Mm-hmm.
not the G1. What is it called? Oh my gosh, it's Forlam's ship.
Yes.
That ship.
And Zuck is his ship.
Zuckus' ship as well. Yeah. And then the tractor one with Asajj and Ketsu, the Lancer class.
Yes.
That's extended. And I know I'm
Lancer
like forgetting
Pursuit class.
yeah, 3 or 4 of them. There's so
And
many extended
Plot.
options.
We can't do Anchor Plot.
Oh yeah, the space tug.
The quad jumper.
Quad jumper / the people. I love the space. It's such a funny nickname, space tug. Yeah, there's a bunch of really cool. The IGs, the aggressors.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
those things are
sense it.
incredible. Can you imagine them in standard? That'd be ridiculous. How good they could be.
Talk about 8 or 9 points.
Yeah. Well, I think right now it's 776, so you could run
Yes.
3 of them.
But they're also in extended,
Yeah.
so I think that's influencing them too.
In the old, before we switched over to 2.5, I was playing Fenrau and 2 IGs. It was a lot of fun.
I remember being at Worlds in 2018, I believe, when the IGs won, and it just really made a big splash. It just kind of
The brobots, as they called them.
Yes, it made everyone was not expecting that list.
Yeah, that's Simeon Delapina, I believe is the name of the winner of that, or the player winner of that Worlds 2018.
Yep. Yeah, and that's another reason I think you see a lot of excitement for us in the Chicagoland area for Worlds, because we know it's going to be at Adepticon.
Yeah, it's easy for us, isn't it?
Mhm.
We're very lucky.
It makes it pretty exciting to know it's in basically in our hometown.
That's why it was easy. Like for Gen Con, when we basically gifted between Tyler Tippett, Zach Bard, and I, we like gifted the room and board and flight to Crispy because he's the only one that didn't live near Chicago or Schaumburg. Rather, let's be honest, it's not Chicago. It's Schaumburg. It's close to Chicago, but it's not Chicago. So people say Worlds is in Chicago just to make it sound more exciting than saying Worlds is in Schaumburg, but it is not in Chicago.
Worlds is by the mall.
Worlds is by there's 2 things in Schaumburg. If you want to go to a hotel or want to go to the mall, if you're not going to a convention, those are your options.
Well, there is Bussy Woods. Bussy Woods is a nice little
Bussy Woods?
Yes, I think it's that, isn't it? I'll have to ask Dan. He's our runner.
Okay.
But it's a nice place to run or bike. That is actually in Schaumburg.
I feel like it's just like the concrete jungle gym out there. There's just so much concrete in Schaumburg.
Well, there's
A
lots
lot
of
of
parking
freeway
lots.
and a lot of parking lots.
It's on the east side of the freeway. That's what you've never crossed over.
Yeah, I've never crossed over. Yeah, I think just once. We walked all the way to Buffalo Wild Wings on the other side of the bridge.
Yes. Oh,
That was the farthest I've gone. It's like Sam White's game. She's like, this is it. If I take one more step, this will be the furthest away from home I've ever been.
We have a judge call. Nick's taken care of. Thanks, Nick. Yes. Not sure who's moving right now, making some decisions. We're just seeing DFS 081 moving up. Let's see what CAD's doing.
where's Carrie? I'm like, don't worry, Carrie's fine. It's like, I was worried about her. Josh is like, where's Carrie? It's okay. I'm just holding Carrie hostage for some commentary.
Yes.
So I guess they were asking about a 2 straight. They dialed in a red when they were stressed. They did a 2 straight widen.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was happening out there. Thanks for that clarity.
No problem.
Yes, and a reminder, if you are already stressed and do a red maneuver, you are now doing 2 white and then taking a stress.
I think
So
we
no
focus
actions for you
boost
also.
forward 1.
So you're taking a stress, or is that for when you
Get a
forget to set
little
your
bit
dial and do
closer
it 2
to-
straight?
I think it's
Take the
I
stress.
believe it's for both, really.
Got it. I've heard both. I thought you. I didn't. I think it's a little aggressive to punish somebody if they're already stressed. I
it's
thought it
something.
was for when you forget to set a dial.
It might be both.
Yeah.
You are definitely right about forgetting to set a
my
dial.
fives.
The last
Do the
round
bomber
at Worlds
first. Do a
with
two
we
bang.
were me and my
you didn't
opponent
already-
the first day of Worlds. My opponent and I were at both 2 and 2, and
Mhm.
3 and 2 moves on, and 2 and 3 does not. And I forgot to set the Falcons dial at the end. This is after I went through the LCQ to get into my Worlds invite.
Yeah.
So this is after a lot of rounds.
Did a good job. But it worked out, right?
Yeah, I won. It was very close. I thought that had lost me the game because I just needed to basically get the objective, I believe.
Mhm.
And moving that 2 white got me out of range of the objective. So, but I think I won that 22-21.
Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. That's crazy.
That's
Those games, Heart Attack Central.
yes. That was definitely like I really need to have dinner now.
Yeah, talk about, and because we had our lunch break like way too early because there was an issue with pairings.
But also, if you remember, for those that weren't at Worlds, there were a little bit of logistics because if you got your invite through the LCQ, the last chance qualifier, you didn't technically had paid for your Worlds ticket. So they actually, at the beginning of lunch, all of us that had gone through the LCQ, they took us over to registration, had us line up to pay for our Worlds ticket. Because we hadn't paid, because we didn't know we were going to be in Worlds until we won. LCQ.
I guess I didn't think about the fact I didn't know you had to pay again.
Yeah, because there's a Worlds ticket, right?
Yeah.
There was that it was part of the.
That makes sense though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was
like-
happy to do so, but it really cut into lunchtime too.
Yeah, that I would have been like, hey, why? I'm hungry. Yeah, I imagine there will be another LCQ, right? You think?
I think so. They've stated that there will be. I swear I saw that on the stream. I don't think it came up in your interview. That which was great, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, there were so many questions we could have asked.
If you guys have not seen that interview, I believe Nick
think
has
I
it up on
still-
YouTube.
I think I still have. What's up?
And Nick's going to be checking ARC. Thanks a lot, Nick. So let's go back to what. So the big question back here is Dirge going to be away from that bomb or not? So he's still within range of that. It looks like he's still within range 1 of that bomb, but is that where he's going to stay? And smart move not to stay in there. Don't take that iron bomb unless you need to. Unless you're signing up for a killer shot, which there's no reason to stay around there. So Dirge has moved himself away from that iron bomb.
I was gonna type this, the link to the interview,
Yes.
and then we had a judge call. It's just so funny, Carrie. You sit down and there's been like 8 judge calls, and there's only been like 4 the whole day so far. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Nick.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
But, you know,
I
that's
used to judge
everything,
all the
right?
time.
Oh,
I
Vader needs to move still.
judged 2 worlds.
do two bang.
Well, I've judged 1 worlds in Adepticon before it was worlds, and then I've judged a ton of other events, including our own.
I remember the blue vest.
Yeah, that was like my first full. That was only like a year into me playing X-Wing too. It was a pretty cool opportunity.
Clear stress.
Chill him out a bit.
Not sure how qualified I was, but I learned a lot, and I still knew enough.
Well, I think that's good
I'll take
that
a
when you're
shot.
new, a lot of people in the X-Men community are very supportive. New
Yeah,
players.
I guess he'll
As
just
they should be,
chill
right?
and
Yes,
grab a.
'cause that's what you want to see.
All right.
And I'm sure your judges were very generous
What
with you.
happens to your bomb
Yeah.
over there?
So
They were
it's
very
gonna go
patient.
off at the end of activation.
Yeah, ion
Anybody
bomb's not gonna
range
hit
1 of
anybody.
it
Yep.
gets ionized. Nobody.
If I took, I almost took that one bank. So you would have had.
That's the only reason I'd put it down. I was like, maybe he won banks. I don't know.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
mean, at this point of the game, you might as well
so
throw that
my
ion bomb down and see if you
six
catch
has no
anyone.
shot, I don't think.
We could double
Yeah.
check. I don't
You
think
got
I
him.
actually
Use
know.
him while you got him.
Yeah, there's no way.
Okay.
So Vader, nothing.
My 5.
I think he's got a shot, maybe.
Yeah, I got you range 2 here.
Okay, yeah.
It's not the most
Just
not the best way
rolling
to
2
check,
dice.
but
I
it
can't
certainly was
modify them
in.
'cause
So
I'm
Yes,
blinded.
Wasn't
it's
very
generously in. It was not a close one.
no.
All right.
Primary from Merrick returns to
my other
blank, so
5?
nothing.
I don't think he has a shot.
I don't think he has a shot on CAD. He might. No,
Yeah, you're
for
out.
Nobody else.
Unless you want to shoot this guy.
So no shot there.
Frank trying to
Your
get
5,
Jared to
no,
take shots at his own
nobody.
friendlies, not
So you're
falling for
4.
it.
So I'm assuming
Alright.
CAD's catching the back, but it's you gotta probably have
You
to
have
measure to make sure.
Merrick range 2 or this guy range 1.
Merrick's down to 1 hole.
Yes.
I think I don't quite hit that guy. But
Yeah,
he
don't-
still has all his
Laurier is the
shields,
bait.
right?
Don't go after Laurier.
He is full health.
Well, full
He doesn't
Oh,
have any shield. He
Lurir
just
for
has
full
3
health. You definitely want to go for
Oh.
the one that's
He's
limping along.
still-
He's kind of like a vulture.
Yeah. That poor vulture. That poor.
didn't
But
deserve
we'll
it.
see what Frank decides to
He
do.
was too good for this world. All right. Yeah. I'll take the 2 at Merrick.
Okay.
That's the call. He's on 1. Maybe you can get him off the board here, get a couple more points, get a ship off the board in general.
And also, when you're
I
at
don't
a
get anything
tournament
extra
that's
'cause you're not in my
16, those
bullseye.
mission points become very
That's
important.
it.
Needs a blank out. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good point.
Got
Not
it.
getting
Oh,
it.
man.
That's exactly 1.
Yeah.
If Merrick had a focus
Okay.
as well,
Ooh.
I believe, so he would have been.
My 3 has a
I know
shot.
strength and schedule is the first
Yeah,
tiebreaker,
it's
but usually in these small ones,
obstructed
you'd be surprised
2.
how many we see
I would
ties on strength and schedule as well.
It's 4 rounds is not the biggest sample for strength schedule to be
Okay. Range
for a
2
lot of disparity.
obstructed.
Yeah, that's when the mission points come into play.
Yep. Laurier.
Just 1.
It's good enough for me.
Safe. Your 3. My 2 will go range 1 into CAD.
Okay.
So here's
4
Cad
dice.
No,
taking a
jeez.
shot from
He's
Oh,
range
that
1
is-
from Vizier for another
Vizier is
natural
making-
4.
okay. So 3.
It's only 3, so that's 1 shield and
Yeah,
2
that's
down.
half on Cat.
It's half on
Okay.
CAD, and Vizier making his presence known this late in the game.
And that would be half on CAD, which is 2 points.
Yeah, 4 out of 7.
So that's half on Cad. So 14-7 right now. Vizier, I think that was the last shot because again we got DFS is taking a tour of the top of the board right now. It's moseying around.
Yes.
15-8 after the scenario point is scored for each of these guys. So Carrie, my question for you: I know you don't really play Empire much, if ever, but there's a little bit of a debate. Actually, we'll go to the commentary first. There's a little bit of a debate. What do you think of the Reaper? Would you take a Reaper if you were building an Imperial list?
I don't know if it would be my first choice. I'd have to see. I mean, the health isn't bad if you're looking
Yeah,
at
2
it.
shield, 6 hull.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you don't get a lot of shields in Empire. So it basically, what are you not taking by taking the Reaper?
Yeah, and unless you're Vermeil, you're 4 points. So fair off or Vizier. I mean, so the Reaper, medium base, good for assault, right? Coordinating ability is good. Palpatine availability on Vizier is really good. Lower initiative, which is not the strongest right now, unless you're a 2-pointer usually or
I mean,
a
do
3-pointer.
you want to use him as a blocker? Because that's
You
when
can
the,
jam.
I mean, that's when the low initiative can especially with the medium
Yeah.
base, because you're blocking more. Like, are you facing an arc? Or are you gonna get him jammed in there?
1 sec.
So we have some setting of dials here. I'm trying to think of what the blues are on that on DFS 081, because I know he wants to swing them in and start getting getting some, at least some pot shots. I mean, when you're taking those pot shots, you at least hope that you're gonna help strip a focus, or just even a plink can be helpful, because especially when you have Merrick cruising around on 1 hull. Sometimes it can be fun to do those downtown shots to close something out.
We were having such a good talk. Okay, so they're still setting down, so we'll go back. So,
I mean,
so lower initiative, which is tough. Not locking, so you're more at the mercy of single modded shots, which isn't. There's plenty of ships in this game that deal with that, so it's not the end of the world. However, it tends to be the easiest list to pick on. I'll be right back.
everyone loves Nick. Me, they don't want to talk to. Nick, they want to talk to. Okay, let's see. I think I saw 2 focuses there for Frank, so I think it's staying at Frank. A little bit of board clearing. And one of the nice things though about the medium bases, they fit in a lot of places you wouldn't necessarily expect a bigger base to fit in.
I'm never gonna be able to talk about the Reaper.
It's a conspiracy
I'll
against
never
the
be
Reaper.
able to talk about the Reaper. Yeah. So, anyways, my bottom line TLDR before they call me for another judge call is that it's the easiest to pick on. It's the easiest to kill, and 4 points is a fifth of the game in terms of victory points. So I try to avoid using the Reaper, even though I do like I have a soft spot for the chassis. I finished it. End of statement.
So he has a soft spot for the chassis and would like to see it to play it some more because of other factors. But it just and I agree with Nick. Don't tell him I said that. But at 4 points, I feel like when you're talking about a low initiative ship, you're more talking about an objective getter. And do you really, like, that's when Sabine or Bosk.
Do you have time on your phone?
Yes.
Not yet. But how much more time's left?
Secret info being passed.
Yeah, cool. It is not.
And people are wondering, we're getting close, as you guys have probably paid attention. You guys have been paying attention. This game's been going for, and the regular field went a little earlier, so.
Yeah. So they're wondering, because you can go over 75 points now. That just because you hit 75 or 6 doesn't mean it's over.
Yes, and actually, I'm going to sign off for right now because I'm going to be taking care of everyone with the end of the round.
Thank you, Carrie.
I did
appreciate
agree
it.
with Nick. But at 4 points, a low initiative ship is really your objective getter, and 4 points is just too much to develop. That.
1 agility, 8. You can hit those hit points and go down
and
fast.
not necessarily a great blocker because he will kind of go down quick.
Yeah, range 0 stinks for them too.
Mhm.
Boom. Hit it up. Thank you. That's Carrie Favell, everybody. Got to go back to judge and TO duties. I was able to play judge for a little bit. It was fun. All right. It's back to just me, everybody.
Gotten right into.
It looks like Jared's locked up this
I'm
game.
gonna stay there, and I'll
Curious what you guys think of the Reaper.
just grab a focus.
Again,
Okay.
there's a few people that do believe it, and Jared's one of them. I don't.
Okay. That's my year 4.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Let's see what he does. I think he makes himself a sitting duck is what he does. Hello.
Nice.
Get rid of this. That's still there. Let's make it weird. Do a barrel roll.
Doing a barrel roll. A POV, you're doing a barrel roll. That posture. Oh. Flexing that spine. Realize it's round 5. Makes sense though. Dirge. Yeah, just kind of out of position right now. I'd imagine Jared had Vader do a hard turn. Maybe he banked. See, just debating on what you do with dirt, I think you can. So you could have a proton cannon shot into Lorir, right? It's kind of fun. Yeah, just boost forward. The focus link boost, I assume? Maybe? No. Now we're going to mark CAD for Merrick.
He was like right here.
He's like,
There we go. We'll keep him right there. We'll see what happens.
I can't fucking get
Here,
this.
let's replace
Just
him
mark
real
him.
quick.
Yeah.
Gonna have to mark. Classic marky mark. Chat's gone very silent. Must have been all the judge calls. Just lost interest. I have no interest in this. He's judge calling shenanigans. We got one more round after this. It will be the final table. Who will win the World's Invite? Marcel was playing a top table, so if he does make it to final table, if he wins, it will get rolled down. If his opponent, I think, not sure who his opponent will be. There's like a little speck of something in the dice box. You guys see a little white dot? I'm like, what is that? Does that fit? No, there's no way.
I could try.
Yeah, I think you just fit. Yeah, you like just clear it.
Wow.
Wow, look at that
All right,
flying
so
from
lift-
Tomax.
No.
No,
You know, we're gonna put that back.
Nah.
I forgot that he had the thing under him. He's taking a seat. Take his chair. Yeah, there we go.
Wow. That was
That was definitely a maneuver.
definitely something. This was yours.
Yes.
I don't think I could barrel roll there. This is on CAD as well.
Yes.
And I feel bad for DFS. He's just kind of not been doing anything this game.
and Focus.
Okay.
All right, my 6.
Yep. Vader's the only one left.
He's doing a 4 straight.
Oh, Vader does a 3 straight. Okay.
He's gonna afterburners.
Could do a little afterburs, and he could barrel roll if he doesn't have the shot on Dirge already, but he should.
What direction's he going?
He's banking. Here it is.
No.
Making to the top. Grabs a lock. Yeah, he's definitely got the shot. For sure. Easy. Spend a force. No, sorry. That's not the same Vader. This is Battle of Yavin Vader. Range 2, I think.
It's 3.
Yeah, it's range 3.
Range 3.
Just out.
So 3 on 3. Primary attack here from the Battle of Yavin Vader. Got some pointing going on.
That should have
That
been
would've-
gone a long time ago.
It doesn't really matter, but yeah.
I keep forgetting that he's got it.
Okay. That one, miss that trigger all the time too.
I never think about it.
Move Vader, not the best roll.
I'm gonna
Just pick
I don't
everything
know
up
how
and
to do
re-roll it
this
again.
mathematically, but I think I just spend the lock and re-roll.
Okay.
Yep. No more crit conversion though.
And then just force for 3.
I'll use that focus.
Take 1.
Actually, hold on. Let me double check something.
He takes 2 if he doesn't.
Yeah, I'll use that focus and take
Takes
1.
1.
That's shield off.
I think he was thinking about that proton cannon shot.
You're 5. So moment of truth. Do you have bullseye?
Think so?
I think it's like just barely.
I would say you do.
It looks
Still
like it to
rock.
me.
That's like clipping him.
Yeah, you got the back of me.
All right.
Cool. Proton
Set
cannon.
at 3.
That was range 3 through a rock.
Cool. I get to use my proton cannons.
I'll be rolling 5 dice.
That's okay. I get to roll 4. That's all I care about.
I don't have lone wolf either.
Phew. All
Here's that
let's
shot.
see what we-
See what we get. Oh!
Get out of here. Get that out of here.
That is not fair. That was
Man.
Things have not been going
Wait, no,
Frank's way.
dude, for one
got
thing.
That's tough, man. That's a bummer. I generally feel bad about that.
Because of proton cannons, I can change the one hit to a crit, or the one eye to a crit.
You're right.
So if you want to still roll your 5, you get anything in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Had to be sure.
You know what? There's always that mathematical chance you roll all
100%.
blanks.
You take every chance you get. I'm gonna go range 0 into CAD.
Okay.
Just a crit.
1.
Wait, you got it.
Cad takes a crit.
It's a crit.
Whoa. Let's see. Fuel leak.
Okay.
There's some here.
Tomax.
I think he's.
Like this. It's close.
I think he has it.
That'll be
At
time.
range 3.
Okay.
Time of the
Just 2
round.
dice.
Time of
You
the
get-
round.
3.
Yep.
I'll spend my focus for 2.
I'll use one of my calcs.
Okay.
And he's fine.
That's my 2 5s. You shot you. So you're 4. You have range 0 on me.
All right.
Hey, maybe you could take Merrick off the board here. So range 0 from Cad Bane into Merrick Steele. Merrick on 1 hole right now without any tokens. I mean, hey, get 2 hits and just hope. Just see what you get. Hey, hit crit. Merrick will die. Now it's 15-10. Frank gets a couple more points. Nicely done by Frank there with the range 0 shenanigan.
We'll get to it at the end of the round.
Yeah.
So that's 5. Or that's your 4. Now you're 3.
Yeah, I think he might have a shot on that guy at like 3. I'll double check it. Yeah, it looks like a 3 through a thing.
Okay. So I'm rolling 3 dice.
Oh boy! Let's see what happens.
Vizier isn't taking
who
any
knows?
damage.
I'll spend it.
Hit crit.
Take 1 shield.
Oh,
Let's go.
that's it. 1 shield. Let's go.
All right, my
Let's
3
go.
is going to go range 1 into you.
Yeah.
4 dice. I will spend my focus
The rear shot.
for 3.
3 hits.
Okay.
Blanket will kill DFS. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
These dice hate me.
Lurier's a murdering droid machine.
My droids are
17 to
better
10.
killing themselves than you are.
And that will be the game. So congratulations to Jared, who will take it 18 to 11, the final score. After you do your scenario point counting. And that is game. Just let the players know.